Hello, everyone, and welcome to another horrific review. Chris and I are back as we fulfill our desires with the Wishmaster 4, The Prophecy Fulfilled, directed by Chris Angel. This time, the Djinn unleashes his undying love for a beautiful woman in his final attempt to free his brethren from hell. Welcome back, Chris, and welcome to the weirdest installment in this franchise.
So, again, I didn't know anything about this franchise coming in, and it's been a fun journey. I didn't realize that this was the last one because I tried not to research too much because I didn't want any spoilers for the remaining movies. So once I finished the movie and I started to like read up on it, that's when I found out this is the last one. And I was kind of bummed about it because if you think about it, if it started in 1997 and it ended in 2002. So 4 movies in 5 years. I feel like it's obviously rushed, and it turns out the production on this was extremely rushed. They had like a 1 week break between filming Wishmaster 3, and the same production crew filmed Wishmaster 4 with a 1 week break in between. Like, you haven't even like seen the third movie because you're filming the next one. So you can't even see like what people liked, what didn't work, you know what I mean? Like, everything was obviously very rushed, and it was only shot in 16 days, this whole movie. So I feel like, and we can get to this more, I guess, at the end, looking forward to what the franchise could do in the future. But I enjoyed this one, but you definitely felt that it was rushed.
Yeah, they're too much like standalone movies. The only justification for shooting films back to back is if you've got an overarching storyline and you want to keep the same cast on board
Right.
and no locations, etc. You know what I mean? Or it's an aging thing where we'll go back to Lord of the Rings, for example. You know what I mean? That was a complete story. Wanted to keep the same cast, wanted all 3 movies done to save money because it was the same set production, so the film back to back.
Right.
That makes sense. This doesn't. In fact,
No.
like you said, this is one that needs a bit of time to breathe between the movies and figure things out.
Yeah.
Um, I think there's more between the lines between 2 and 3, like the whole Andrew Divoff thing. He's been very polite about it. Like when we covered that news article, there's something definitely more between the lines with this franchise. What happened? That it
Yeah. I
reminds me
mean,
of the whole Hellraiser thing.
yeah. Well, you know more about the Hellraiser part, but just from reading the article and just kind of, like you said, reading between the lines, I get the impression that he was invested in the franchise, Andrew Davoff, and then he wrote a script. He was excited about making that movie as Wishmaster 3. The studio rejected it. He felt personally rejected, and he didn't want to be a part as an actor of a movie with a studio that had just rejected his story idea. So, maybe he took it a little bit too personally, which I can understand. It's, as an actor, you're invested in the role. Like you're more than just yourself. You're the character. So it's hard to play make believe of a character if the character's arc is not where you had intended it to go. And now you no longer feel attached or connected to the character in the same way. So I absolutely get where he's coming from with that. But it definitely hurts the movie. The parts where the Djinn is the Djinn, he's just not intimidating. It's not scary. The costume, everything is a regression from the first movie.
Like, one thing that gets me is the voice. Now
Yeah.
the digital voice. There's Andrew Divoff did not need to do a digital voice.
No. No.
He just character acted,
Yeah.
and we were none the less for it. You know what I mean? We enjoy. In fact, that made the whole franchise what it is. Yeah, that's just hiding a lack of ability or something. You know, it's just are they trying to mask that it's a different actor too much or something? You know,
Right.
because even back
Yeah.
then, when you like, it's glaring. The whole tonal shift
Yeah.
uh is slapping you right in the face, and you're just like, oh, come on, we're not that stupid.
It is, but having said that, I think someone who might just be tuning into this part of the review is like, oh, here we go, another movie or another review bashing this movie that I might like. If you're someone out there who did like it, I'm with you. I actually like this one. I found it enjoyable. To me, this is going to be controversial. I think this was the second best one of the four. I think this was better than the original, which is the one that everyone points to as the best one. I think the original one had a great story idea because it's original. It had great cameos. It had a twist ending. I thought that was a great concept of how she used her final wish to reverse everything. They copied that in the second one, but the second one to me was had a lot more humor to it, and I thought this one brought back some of that humor. I think if you had Dave Hoff in this one, this might have been my favorite of the four, but it's a big difference.
So I'm on board actually because I just remember this one like back in the day, 2002, and I remember just going, what the hell? And it's the part of the third wish onwards. I think the third wish happened too early in the film.
Yeah,
I think
I
Lisa
can see
making the
that.
third wish happened far too early in the film, and they ran out of things to do, and they just went for the rest of like 20 odd minutes, or like the last 15 minutes. This is just horrible. It's just filler and not knowing what to do, and just people scrambling and going, we need to fill time.
Yeah, I could see that.
But
I like the concept of the third wish, and when we get
oh
to
yeah,
it, I don't.
the idea, I've
Yeah,
no problem with that at
yeah.
all. Where's Angie on? Oh, hey Angie, how are you?
Hi,
Welcome.
Angie. Yeah, when we get to that, I'm interested to dive deep into that because I think I get a feeling we have a difference of opinion, which is always kind of fun for these
Hmm.
reviews because oftentimes we're lockstep, and sometimes when we're slightly in disagreement, it's good to hear the other person's perspective because I always have an open mind with this. I still consider myself a newbie to the genre, so when we get to that part with the third
You've
wish,
probably watched more horror movies at this point than some of the idiots that post on social media, either
maybe,
going for a movie and jumping on popular bandwagon topics.
yeah, maybe.
So I would say that. But one thing we can agree on: 3 minutes into this movie, we get boobies, so that's always a positive.
Yes. Now I looked repeatedly at that scene to see if there was something I could use for my theories. As it turns out, the only thing that I could get out of that is that boobies are great. It's not a crazy theory. It's just an
That's
accurate.
just yeah, that's
It's
just
just an accurate
that's just statement of fact.
one.
Boobies are great.
Yeah, I just feel bad for the boyfriend that got popcorn for the girlfriend, and then he gets and sits down at the theater 5 minutes into the movie and missed all that.
Or has to pretend he's not interested. Yeah, all right, I'm enjoying this in an artful, respectful way, like as he's getting blurred at. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
Um,
it's interesting. Like at first, when I saw that, I was like, "Wow, like as great as this is. I mean, who complains?" Um, it's kind of like an odd place to start the movie because then you immediately jump 3 years later. But actually, looking back after having seen the rest of the film, it did kind of make sense because I think sex was actually an important aspect or theme in the film. The difference between love and sex, and how the Djinn doesn't get it right.
mhm.
It doesn't understand the difference. I actually thought it kind of makes sense now, but at the beginning of the movie, I was like, "Oh, okay. Why did we
So
start here and then
here,
jump three
here's the
years
thing
later?"
about here's the thing about horror movies, right? The happier the intro, the tinklier the music, the brighter the sun, you're getting set up.
Yeah,
So that's the whole thing is, happy lovey-dovey couple, prime their life, moving into their first place. He's an artist, she's doing what she real estate or something, which is didn't quite get what she did.
yeah. She
Something not insignificant anyway, but you know what I mean. These are both people, prime their life.
Well, she had the store where she sold
Store, God, the
clothes,
boutique store. Shit,
boutique
sorry,
store, but you got the
I
impression
almost
prior.
forgot that because of the other character. Just
Yeah, but before that, she might have had a different occupation. So, and somehow she has a love of antiquities, which they never explained, because that's why the lawyer buys her that trinket, which turns out to be the Jinn's bauble. So
You
there's a
mean
lot they.
the laziest plot device in the history of movie? Like
Oh,
I've seen some lazy plot devices, but
when we
holy shit, that's just slapping you in the face. Let's get the gin out of the box quickly. Boof! There you go. Just slap it on the table.
well when we are we up to that part? Because I have some
No,
theories.
we're getting to the all the lovey dovey.
Yeah.
And then it goes 3 years later. So something terrible's happened. Like straight away, you just know something terrible's happened. Like I said, I haven't seen this since I've only watched this movie once before 2002, and I still felt the cringe like come back. Like that's bad, isn't it? When you're like a 23-year-old cringe coming back to haunt you, going, oh, why? Why'd you do this? No need. But yeah, we'll go to the twinkly twinkly music 3 years later. The sky. Do you notice like how they use the color palette though? So we'll have the
Yeah.
bright color palette, and then it just goes to the gray,
Yeah,
melancholy sadness.
that was a nice touch. I wasn't conscious of it until you just said it, but yes, that was a nice touch. I like that stuff. Yeah. And the director did a comparable job, I thought, except for when we get to the fighting scenes. But outside of that, I thought the the direction was fine. The pacing, was good. It was overall, it was an enjoyable movie. I didn't have too many complaints,
Okay.
although well, we'll see at the end of
No,
this review.
what frustrates me is I want to love this franchise.
Yeah,
I want to love 10 movies. I wanted this to be like Friday the 13th or something. I wanted to have like 10 movies, this and flipping Wishmaster in space, the whole kit and caboodle.
yeah,
And I feel like we were robbed. I think that's my frustration with the second two movies, and something happened there, and we were robbed of a long-standing franchise that could have been a lot of fun. And just once it got past the sort of fear aspect and just decided to go down the comedy route, could have been just glorious. And we
yes,
didn't get that, so I feel that frustration as I watch this. Same as number three. It's just like, why are you doing this? Oh, you idiots! You'd have been better just stopping for a couple of years and figuring it out.
exactly, exactly. And two was kind of headed that way, and then three kind of didn't know what it wanted to be. This one was kind of a mix too, of a little bit of comedy, a little bit of seriousness. But I thought it just worked better. And maybe as we start to break it down more, we'll figure out why. But I like this one considerably more than three.
Oh yeah, yeah, without a doubt. And I have to give props. Let's get his name. Michael Trucco, who plays Stephen in this.
Very
What
good.
what else has he been in? Let's have a nosy while we're here.
While you're looking that up, I mean,
Hush. I haven't seen Hush. I meant the
oh,
what's
I thought you were telling me to shut up while you were
no,
looking it up.
no, as in Hush the movie.
I was like, geez, guy, I was just trying to
Excuse
help.
me. I'm from Northern Ireland. Say Hush. I'll just go fuck up, would you? You know me better than that.
No, I know. But the direct comparison is to the professor in the third one. And what a market difference. Like, this guy was charming, but he had like a little bit of intensity behind his all
mhm.
of his actions, all of his conversations. There was definitely something behind it, which obviously Davoff did it in spades in the first two movies. He's not at that level, but compared to what we just saw in three, I thought that was a huge aspect because he's in 90% of the scenes, and he's more intimidating than the Djinn. When the
This is
Djinn
what
is,
I don't understand. Why did they bring Novak back?
yeah,
They could have just had like they did the thing. Okay, when the Jin arrives, he cuts his face off. That's this Jin's thing because I definitely believe. Well, it shows in this movie anyway. It's not the Jin, it's a Jin, and the movie should have played in that more instead of trying to replicate. Every movie then was a different Jin, and maybe have Davov as the head Jin, and then keep him. Keep negotiations open in the background
yeah,
for his return as the king of the Jinn or something. Fuck it, so many options, and they went this route. This is what's really frustrating me about
yeah,
these two movies, and this one in particular. They had an opportunity to steer away and do something different and actually reinvigorate it. And it's typical studios. Studios are horrible. Studios should not make movies. Like the
yeah.
people that make movies should not make movies. It's just one of them things. They're the worst people on the planet, but because
It's true. And when you think about it, all the mechanics, the mechanisms that are in place to make a movie and to make a profit contrast head to head with the creative aspect. What you need to creatively make a good movie, to act good, to come up with the story ideas, to have time to breathe, to allow for rewrites. What's working, what's not working. We still have time. We could change it. Nope, we're on like a tight schedule. We can't change it. It is what it is. All right, we'll fix it in post. You can't, I mean, all the different things that it's just completely two different businesses that they just don't work well together.
Now I can play devil's advocate because you can't let airy furry arty farty types off a lead with a load of money. You'll never see the end. You'll never see anything. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not ready. The stars haven't aligned. They can't, and they'll dick about and piss the money away. So you have to have somebody with a bit of a stick going, right, we've actually got to make money back. So, but the studios have just become, and I think that's the phenomenon of the 80s and 90s. You know what I mean? I think it started really in the 80s, got bad. Although, when I look at the Hammer stuff, I can see back as far as the 50s and stuff when they just shot stuff out just for the sake of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's definitely in the 80s it cemented this idea of the studios and the shit to play, the tricks to play and all that kind of stuff, and all to do with rights and stuff over long running franchises. And it seems to be more, this seems to be a horror centric thing. That the studios are really aggressive when it comes to horror franchises, really aggressive when it comes to keeping the rights, etc. I haven't seen that anywhere else.
Yeah. Now, interesting you bring that up because I thought that you had to produce something with the IP every like 20 years or so, or you lose the IP.
It depends on the contract.
Okay. Oh, it's not like a. It's not like
It's
a
not a
set
standard. It's not like public
okay.
domain stuff. It depends on the contract or the license. It's all about the licensing.
Okay.
Like
I know, like there were situations
Hellraiser's
like
an example. Clive Barker
yeah.
signed a stupid contract and basically gave away rights to his property, and he never got over that.
Mm.
And then it became a running battle. Hence, 1 to 4 are still within theme, and then after that, it just becomes stupidity because it was a battle between him and the studio.
Right.
And we've seen it with, I think we've seen it with Halloween. Halloween's the next sort of worst offender for that, with rights and stuff, and things going on in the background. There was shit going on even with Nightmare on Elm Street with stuff, studio and stuff. They tried to write Robert Englund out of it in the second one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just to have another faceless mask killer, because that was the trend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stuff went on with Friday the 13th. We see it, we even see it today. For some reason, in the horror genre, like I said, there's just aggression from studios when it comes to rights and properties and micromanaging the creators. It's odd, considering the fact that horror movies generally, for the amount of investment, are the most profitable.
Yeah. I don't know why that is, but it's interesting that they've let this go from 2002 without putting something out there to keep the rights. But maybe, like you said, that's not how this particular contract works, and maybe the studio still owns the rights to this, or maybe they just don't care. I don't know. But
I'm surprised it hasn't been mined yet, because studios are desperate to make anything, and I'm just surprised that like they haven't decided to try and resurrect this.
Yeah. But yeah, Stephen was great.
Stephen, so we've got Stephen, and we've got Stephen Djinn. That's the way I'm calling them.
Smart.
So Stephen pre-Djinn, Stephen after Djinn takes over. Stephen pre-Djinn he's a typical, I suppose, nerd. You know what I mean? He's a successful lawyer, so that means he can regurgitate loads of information, spit it back and stuff, and write dissertations and stuff and all that kind of thing. But when it comes to actually human-to-human interactions, doesn't have a clue. And he's got close to Lisa because Sam isn't dead. He's had an accident and he's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, and it's established that Stephen and him are good friends. Mm-hmm. Stephen says, I've known Sam his whole life. So yeah, I know Stephen's, comes off as like this, sweet, nice guy. He's not taking any fees while he's working on this case. But he immediately, from our perspective, the first scene we see him, he hits on the girl that's the longtime girlfriend of his friend his whole life,
Mhm.
who's disabled because of this horrible accident. Now I know it's been 3 years, but they're still together. He knows they're still together, so he's a bit of an asshole.
Oh
for
yeah, without a
my
doubt. That's
perspective.
once again, this
Yeah,
is the bleep bloop bleep. I read lots of stuff. I blah blah blah. Oh, a human in front of me don't know how to act
yeah,
and
yeah,
completely gets it wrong. I think the difference is I remember being like at like 16 to mid 20s. It took me a while to get over that. I'm not the best at it,
yeah.
but this guy, yeah, just doesn't have a clue. And just the fact that he goes, oh, by the way, I got you a present, and then brings out an antiquity. Like, who does that? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Would you think about how he obtained the item? Did it make sense in the story?
early 2000s internet. Yeah, like that was the Wild West.
You could just get whatever you want. Don't
Yep. Like
don't you think?
everyone talks about the dark web today, but the internet
Yeah,
was the dark web. You know what I mean? Pre Google.
but don't you think it's interesting that in the last two movies now we've seen, like the first movie there was this whole big thing with the ship, and they're shipping this statue, and then the Djinn, the thing falls off the statue, and this whole big thing with hundreds of people involved. And now the last two movies, they ordered it online and it came and they got it, and there's the Djinn.
Like I
So
said, lazy.
lazy writing, lazy you say, or is it crazy? See what I did there with the
I
letters?
see what you did there. Oh my god, have you been doing that thinking stuff again?
That's right.
Ah,
To the crazy cave.
you.
It's a theory. It's a Chris. It's a theory. Chrissy Chris. Chrissy Chris. Chrissy Chris. Chris's crazy theory.
We are off the marks
Oh, I'm
early today.
French.
Ha 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 ha. Sacre bleu.
Now, set your crazy hats to batshit crazy, because I really went deep on this one. I think I'm on. I think I'm onto them on this one. I think
All
I
right,
caught.
so you've went deeper than the entire writing script that, as we've established, threw us together in the back of a cigarette packet.
Oh yeah, there may be no coming back for me from this one.
The
But
studio might hear you though. If you can put this in the bag, you know what I mean? You might be getting a phone call from you, like,
yeah,
here.
absolutely. But once I get out of the psych ward. So to set the scene, I take you to slide number 1.
Ding, ding,
But
ding.
so just like you said, the Steven, our buddy Steven, decides to just go on the internet to find this trinket. So it got me thinking, because we saw this now in the third one. It's so easy to acquire this evil artifact that contains the essence of a Djinn, of a creature from hellfire itself. So see, it just seemed easy to me. You called it lazy, but I think there's a reason for this, and I think this is more than meets the eye sort of thing. So we go to slide 2. He goes to da. I don't know why I included that. I just like to da. He says, I found it on one of my all-night web surfing jigs. So it's clearly he was on the internet, and this idea came to him. He ordered it. It was shipped to him. I'm thinking there's more to it. I'm thinking he was manipulated. He was sent this as a suggestion, much like all of us late at night.
His penis was telling him to do it.
Well, that's my penis theory, which is well known. You can find that in volume 2. But yes, it was way too easy. I think someone wanted him to have this, and I'll show you some more reasons why. So this is a good look at the box, But
barely had a look at the box, like it barely appeared. It's like,
yeah,
that's what we're done with quickness model, both right there in your face.
Yeah, you're right. In the third one, there was much more to it, right? She had to use a pen to poke at it and stuff like that. But even still, the person who put the gem in here, they're aware of the Djinn. They're captured it somehow, and they want to keep it safe. Is this the type of box that you would put it in if you wanted it to keep it safe? You didn't want it to get into the wrong hands. Like,
Is
is
it
there a
bad that I could see the plywood? Like,
yes?
as a bad, I can actually see the plywood, and that now you've put that still up. That's why they got rid of it quickly. You can actually see the plywood and the painting, like the look at the state of that. Oh my god,
There's no lock. There's
that
no
is terrible.
there's no mechanism. And look how easily it breaks. If she drops it on the floor. But look, and I'll go back to the previous one for a sec because I went too fast. But yeah, if you could just see, like, it looks like it's ready to be opened. Like it looks like the two sides aren't even made to stay together long. Like it's almost like it's half of a box and half of another box that's supposed to easily, just pop open.
And that never happened until this moment.
Right, right. So again, if you were putting a dangerous relic for safekeeping, you would want it in something ironclad. You wouldn't want to put it in that. So clearly, the person wanted it to be open, and I started thinking this was very similar to what we saw in the last movie. So in the last movie, why am I going so quick today? In the last movie, the main character, I forget her name, Diana. Diana finds a box that was sent from the Middle East, and she again opens it very easily. This is what it looked like. They did a better job in the third one with the box, but again, it's the same type of situation. If the person wanted to keep the gem safe, they wouldn't put it in a box that was so easily opened. Now, it didn't break, but again, this is not what you would want to do if you wanted to keep it safe. So the person sending it wants the gem to be released. They want the gem to be opened. So I started to think, this is definitely, there's a reason behind this. This is not an accident that these two, Djinns had this, right? The senders intentionally seem to be targeting evil people too. People that are more likely to want wish fulfillment, that are more likely to, act on the Djinn's wishes. Like, they sent it to a professor who was known for sexual harassment in the third one. They sent it to a lawyer who, needs this case to be won. He's desperate for the love of this girl that he shouldn't have because she's in a long-term relationship with his best friend. Like, these are the types of people that are not the most moral people, that are the most likely to give in to a wish. So I think the sender is intentionally sending these out to different people that are very likely to not only release the Djinn, but to actually act upon the wishes or to request the wishes, which is what they want, right? So, all right, we got so that was that slide. So going to the next slide.
You're not convincing me, because honestly, this movie.
You keep thinking that this is make believe, and I'm trying to. This is a real world.
Silly me.
I'm explaining how this real world works. So yeah, Professor Joel admits that it was sent to him, not the college, this is from the third movie, not the museum. It was sent to him. So very similar to the movie we're discussing today. So who is intentionally selling these gems, sending these gems? That's the question that you should be asking, my friend. So I went a little bit further to figure out who is sending these gems. All right. So the key question is, what shipping company? Because that will lead us or give us a clue as to who would be sending it. So I looked
Djinndirect.com.
Djinn.com. You may not be far off when we get to the end. But so I looked very carefully at the box itself to see if there was any shipping labels and stuff like that. They were very careful not to show that to us. Not because this is a movie, but because the Djinn didn't want us to know, the people viewing this somehow. So I was like, all right, well, what are the possible choices? And maybe we could narrow it down. All right. So our first choice, the U.S. Postal Service, right, might be an option to send these gems to the Middle East, but not likely to be used by them to send it to us. They probably would have used a more international company. So I'm going to discount them. The next option is Amazon. Well, Amazon just started to sell more than books around this time, 2001, 2002, when the two movies came out that we're talking about. So they were really not established in the Middle East, as everyone knows, until 2017. You could look that up. So it's not Amazon. So our next possibility is FedEx. So possibly FedEx. They were established by 1989, and they did ship internationally for the Middle East around this time. But there's one more possibility. DHL. They also shipped for the Middle East at this time, and they were a much bigger presence there. They were established in 1970 versus 1989, and they were much bigger in the Middle East. But that's circumstantial evidence at best. It really could be one of these two companies. So I had to look deeper. You want to come down the rabbit hole with me?
Yeah, I'm just getting ready for the lawsuit. It's about to follow. Let's get slapped with a cease and desist.
So the next clue is fire. Okay. So, throughout these movies, it's been emphasized that fire is an important aspect, and it's symbolism for the Djinns. The Djinns were born in fire, and as hellspawn, they remain trapped there. So we see the, images of fire throughout these movies. We see it in Wishmaster 3. You see the fire in the background. At the beginning of this movie, they go into how it starts. God breathed fire into the universe. The light gave birth to angels, and earth gave birth to man. The fire gave birth to the Djinn, creatures condemned to dwell in the void between worlds, in hell, basically. So fire is very important. Is another image of fire. What are the two main colors of fire? Red and yellow. Well, that points me not to FedEx, which is blue and orange. DHL, red and yellow. So I'm starting to narrow it down. But again, this premise is flimsy. This premise is flimsy at best. Now look, I'm not saying that DHL, I don't want to disparage them. They're a great company, they're a great organization, very reliable for your international shipping needs.
As I get my door kicked in right now by the lawyer team who's just parachuted in.
All I'm saying is that, behind DHL is an evil organization intent on destroying the world and releasing the Djinns. But otherwise, they're an excellent company. I would never want to disparage them.
4-star review.
4 stars. So look, what else do we know about hell? All right. How many levels of hell are there? There's 9. There's 9 levels of hell, as this ancient piece of parchment will attest to. Well, if we go back to DHL, let's count 9 levels of hell. We got 1, 2, 3 on the other side, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then across 9. 9 levels. This is another clue. So,
is this are you just reinvigorating the whole monster thing from early? When was that? When did that rumor start? The whole monster can 666 thing and Mark of the Beast.
Perhaps the truth is out there, my friend. You just have to open your third eye blind. But look, so again, up until now, I feel like you have an open mind, but you're not convinced yet. So again, the movies took place in 2001, 2002. What was happening with the company DHL around that time? So I looked on their own website, the About Us, the history, and look what was happening in 2001, 2002. This company, Douche Posts, it looks like they were having some meetings. Well, I call them Douche. The English language. You guys don't know how to do it over there.
Oh,
we know how to say words here. So Douche was acquiring DHL at this same exact time. Coincidence? Oh, I think not, my friend. Look at this. The partnership with DHL and Douche became intensified in 2000, and by 2002, Douche had acquired it. So, whoa, is this a coincidence that the same time that the company was taken over, that all these gems started to be sent out? I'm telling you, this is more than a coincidence. All right. So, look, in conclusion, these are the hidden owners of DHL. Talk about your douches right there. This is the people They are working with cultist humans who are intent on demon worshipping and bringing about the apocalypse. All right? Even the company name itself is a thinly veiled acronym for Djinn, Hellspawn Liberators. I am right. This is the truth. I demand justice. I don't know why. I just demand it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Before I do that, here you go, folks. I'd just like to apologize to DHL and our German-speaking friends.
Yeah, no, you guys are great. You guys are great. I apologize to everybody. I should just start all of these that way.
There you go, folks. Auf Wiedersehen.
It's a theory. It's a Chris. It's a theory. Chrissy Chris. Chrissy Chris. Chris's crazy theory.
Well, it was nice having the channel while it lasted. At least we got the 5 years.
This is my last appearance, I'm afraid. It's been a good run.
As the DHL legions come for us. The pet of the abyss opens out and out the computer. They have discovered us. Anyway, talking of laziness, not just Stephen like sledgehammering his way through the script to try and have a crack at Lisa. I've seen 13-year-olds do better.
Yeah. They just like you just can't. You got to wait till there's like a sign. You can't just. Yeah, just go.
Don't make sexual advances unless given the Milton single. It's one of the basic common sense acts. They're phrases.
I got you a present. I don't understand. Yeah, no, that was bad. But Djinn Stephen was great, as you.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I have to give props to the actor because his range between the two characters was fantastic. And like I said, I don't know why they brought John Novak back because to me that was extra expense.
Yeah.
For what? Just have it a different Djinn.
Yeah, I guess again because they filmed it back to back, they just kept the same person.
Why you're standing here with you? We've got you in costume here. Do a couple of extra scenes.
But the actual Djinn is just not intimidating. The costume is not scary. It's awful. You're better off just leaving Steven the whole time. It's and it's a shame because
he could have been the new Devil. Honestly, he would have been a better successor.
Yeah. And the 1997.
No offense, I'm sure John Novak's a nice guy and all, but he just not this role.
No, I agree.
You can see him actually struggling with the script, in the third one. You can see him actually struggling with the role that, what am I doing here? He just couldn't get into it. Right.
But the costume, it was so much better in 97. And like, usually with these movies, like, as these franchises go on, Leprechaun is a good example. Like, okay, the stories may start to diminish some of the special effects as it goes from a theatrical release to a straight to DVD. Okay, the budgets go down, but usually things like costumes only get better. Like the Leprechaun costumes, the later ones.
It fitted the actor for so long that they know exactly, you can picture the first time inhabiting the character and you get in the costume and it's not quite there. By the second or third movie, almost bet you Warwick Davis is like, no, do this, right? That moves better with me, blah, blah, blah. He's had input into his costume because he wears it,
Exactly. Trial and error. The makeup artists get more accustomed to working with the material and what works, what doesn't work. And in this case, the 1997 costume was so much better. It was a great look.
The grey pallor look in this is just horrible.
Yeah.
But talking of lazy plot devices as well, because obviously we'll go back to the happy couple's household, and the bike is in the front yard for reasons.
Yeah.
Just to show us that the bike was involved. Like, really?
Yeah, my only thought with that is like maybe they were trying to sell it. But at
The
least,
brakes failed. That was the whole
but
point of the lawsuit.
yeah,
You're not.
yeah, that's a good point, right?
And also, surely it would be impound. If that's part of the thing, that would
Part of the
be
lawsuit evidence.
somewhere, not sitting on the front lawn. It'd be in a garage somewhere, getting tested and stuff, and then kept as evidence.
Damn it, you win. That's true. I didn't think of that. That's a good
But the
point.
whole and covering it up is just ridiculous. That was
Yeah,
what are you doing?
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like
At
there's so
least
much
cover it up.
padding. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
so much
No, you're
padding
right.
in this to fill out time. It's infuriating.
Yeah, that's a good call.
So we'll have Sam. Here's an arsehole. Like, there's nothing redeeming about Sam whatsoever. Like, you've no sympathy points for him.
Yeah, I know what they were going for. They were trying to paint a picture of a man who's depressed. He was, very active. He loved riding his motorcycle. He was very sexual active. They made that very clear.
He's still in.
What's that?
He still was. He's looking at porn. He's going to strip clubs.
Yeah, but I think
Like, he's already in the wheelchair. He's going to strip clubs and he's going to. So he's still active.
he's still looking, but I think he referenced that it doesn't work down there. But he still likes to look and just out of like a morbid depression to make himself.
No. You like if the tingly things don't happen like that, you know what I mean? That's the only reason you do stuff like that is for the tingly stuff. That doesn't make sense
I
whatsoever.
think he said. I think one of the lines in the movie was something like, "I'm numb down there." I'm still numb. When he gets his legs back, he's like, "I'm still numb down there," or something like that. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it definitely. I like the idea of what they were going for. I think the problem is with a lot of these low budget movies, it's just overacting to try to make the point. So if the point they're trying to make is that he's depressed, the actor or the director or both just overemphasize it to the point where it's not believable. It's not believable that he could be that rude all the time
Mhm.
to this woman, and she would have put it up with it for 3 years. You know what I mean? Like, and no one is that much of an asshole to someone who's that kind to them all the time.
No.
Obviously, we all have our moments, but if he was consistently so horrible to her that there's no way she would have put up with that for more than a few weeks.
No.
You know?
That's awesome. That's the
Yeah.
whole bit that just takes you away from it. It's just
Yeah.
like sledgehammers are more subtle than this script.
Yeah.
And it's just like
Yes.
like once again, this is nothing to do with the Djinn at this point or the lore. It's just it's a bad story, a bad way to tell a story. That like honestly, those two still being in love and maybe them trying and him apologizing, that sort of that frustration coming out. That would have made more sense.
Yeah. Or at least have one or two scenes where he's like apologizes, like, I know I've been horrible to you. I just feel like I'm holding you back. Like some inner dialogue where he comes off as a human being,
Mhm.
because he just does not seem believable at all. And I don't know if that was the point for us to try to hate him so much that we like the Djinn, this evil creature intent on destroying the universe, the world. It's not going to work. Like, we're not going to root that much for the Djinn just because, this guy's an asshole. We're just going to root against this guy.
It would have worked better if they had been a happy couple and they knew Steve was a creep. But they were sort of torn between, we need to get this settlement. And
Maybe.
Lisa felt conflicted that she had to go to the sleazy lawyer who, and almost act as if she's interested.
Maybe.
And then that could be brought into the relationship. And this is all writing, by the way. This is not cost. This is not special effects.
Yeah,
this is not actors. This is just pure writing and storytelling.
Yeah.
And they didn't do any of that. They just decided to beat us over the head with a wet fish in terms of script.
See, I think I like my favorite part of the story was actually the idea. I don't know. I don't want to jump ahead too far. Are we up to the part where she makes the third wish, or I'll wait till we get to that?
No, I haven't even made the first one yet. We're kind of
Yeah.
we're just meeting Steven. We're actually
yeah.
on,
All right, so I will hold
Sam.
my tongue. I'll hold my tongue for now. Which, speaking of holding your tongue, that's something that Sam should not have done. Because even if you are disabled down there, 3 years for that poor girl, you know?
Yeah, let's say you've
You know what
got
I'm saying?
fingers, you've got tongues, you've got, you know what I mean?
Yeah, don't hold your tongue is what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's loads of ways to help out, you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
dick. Do you know what makes a numb? See constantly glugging on the bottle, you know what I mean? That would make you numb.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, Ian Fleming's books, when they wrote them about James Bond, or, you know, when Ian wrote his James Bond books, and they actually, was it a bunch of professors actually calculated the amount of alcohol he imbibed in each book, and over the course of his life, he would actually be impotent. He wouldn't be able to get the Bond girls because it would not work. He's actually a functioning alcoholic, the way Fleming wrote him. Only down for the movie. So I actually calculated all the stuff he was drinking, and yeah, he wouldn't have been able to do a thing about it. Brewer's droop, you know what I mean?
Wow, you just ruined James Bond for me. Thanks a lot.
No, it's just interesting the way that.
Yeah, it is. That is interesting.
So going around with I don't know, stick up your arse and big massive chip on your shoulder and a bottle of vodka down your neck every day. Yeah, that's going to do more than a wheelchair.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they definitely missed the mark on him.
But yeah, he's just making it easy for the Djinn. Let's be honest. He's just like opening the door. Step right in, Mr. Djinn. You just. We know exactly what Lisa's going to wish for.
Yeah, and you alluded to it. The quickness with how the Djinn acquires the 3 wishes, compared to how hard it was in the previous 3 movies to try to get 3 wishes out of someone. He gets them like within 20 minutes of the movie.
He doesn't even collect souls either.
He doesn't need to. He doesn't have to waste more than like a half hour.
But that was the point of the lure: is collecting 1,000 souls and the 3 wishes.
Yeah,
or is that a each particular? Once again,
yeah.
If you're going to start a franchise, you have a lore master. You need it doesn't matter what it is, even if you think it's only going to be a couple and you're the only person created, have a fucking lore master or be the lore master and keep that consistent, because that's the shit that derails it. It winds me up.
Yeah, and that was my issue with the Leprechaun franchise. Every movie there was different powers, different set of circumstances, no reference to the previous one. Now they did establish in this one that there are different Djinns. Besides the first 3 movies where you could have assumed it was the same person, they literally had 3 Djinns plus him on screen at the same time. But it wouldn't make sense that they have different prophecies. So yeah, absolutely. Like he should have been able to say, you know what, this 3rd wish thing, I can't fulfill it. Let me just go and collect 1,000 souls. I already got a couple, you know. The lawyer, the bouncer, and at that point, whatever, you know, I'll just.
But that was part of the fun of the Djinn's, the Wishmaster series, isn't it? Going around to different people, collecting the wishes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
again, we're
that's
circling
like the slasher fun, you know, aspect of all this. But
again, we're circling around it. Like to me, the storyline was that this Djinn had to fulfill the 3rd wish, but couldn't because it was the type of wish that only the grantor
only Lisa could grant.
Only Lisa could grant. So when we get to that, we could go into a little bit more. But if he's kind of stuck on that, and he can't, that's the only way it makes sense, is that he can't do the 1,000 souls because he's been, you know, contracted by whatever, you know, prophecy or whatever.
Once again, the script just just
they need to explain that. They need to just one line of dialogue.
It's not like it didn't have time. If they had have expanded this out, like the 3rd wish, the 3/4 of the movie, even the 3 acts, Act 1, first wish, you know what I mean? Fucking take your time. Not both. It's like that moment of like you've went out for the night and you've shot your load. You know what I mean? You've taken a lucky partner home and you've finished too quickly, and then you're kind of like, oh right, yeah, nothing else is happening. Yeah, this is awkward. And trying to think of conversation. Nice weather today, isn't it? You know, The moment's gone. Like that's what they did
Yeah.
here.
I would know, but that sounds fun. But the point was that he had 3 Djinn to bounce ideas off of, so that's an easy thing for the writer. Stickers, Amy. Only watch the first 2. You're very brave. Thank you, Big Meaty.
I
I will
almost
say,
feel like the Wishmaster series is going to be us at this point. I almost feel like we're bending over and taking it.
I
These
will
last few
say,
movies.
this 4th one was better than the 3rd one. So, and
Yes.
if you like the second one a little bit, you might like this one a little bit. But if you hate the movie, just watch the first 5 minutes.
But we get the first wish was cool. Lisa goes to Stephen in his office, because that was actually a cool scene. Stephen turns up as the Djinn and all of a sudden has a bit of tact about him, which is
Yeah.
really frustrating later on, but he's actually turned up. He's a different character. He breathes in, oh, if this is a bad time, I tell you what, we'll just go back to my office. I'll not take you out for breakfast. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Yeah. That first wish was epic too.
Yes.
I mean, just the whole way it was done, and they were missing this from the 3rd movie. Like, none of the kills in the 3rd movie were entertaining or had any style to them. Or, I mean, you go back to like some of the more memorable ones in the first 2 movies. The one where I mentioned this before, the prisoner in the little jail cell that wants
Yep.
he wishes to walk out of these walls,
Yep.
and then he goes
Just
through and
But
like,
here's the thing, actually,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about it now. The Djinn as a lawyer, this could have been Wishmaster 2 all over again. Except he's a lawyer dealing with his sleazy clients. Fucking hell, there was a whole act of the movie, him just acting with his clients and gathering the souls.
Yeah.
Fucking, this thing almost wrote itself, except the studio decided not to do that. I don't know what the hell I thought they were doing.
I joked in my theory, but I think that's why they sent it, to this guy for that reason. Like, who was better to collect souls than a lawyer who has none?
Yeah.
Thing. But yeah, I that first one was very cool. So, just a reference for the people who may not have seen it in a while or seen it at all. The wish is for them to settle this big case. And so he gets on the phone with the big company exec of the motorcycle, company, or their insurance or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, we want to settle for $10 million. And the guy laughs. And then slowly the Djinn causes him to cut off his nose to spite his face. Like all like
hold your tongue,
hold your tongue, like all the sayings, but actually plays it out. And he, the guy, signs it. He doesn't know what's going on, but he knows that he better sign this thing because horrible things are happening to him. And then you have 2 coworkers looking, as this is going on.
You can't get in because the door's magically shut and all. Glass doors.
Yeah. It was very, very cool. Very memorable. I don't know if it would held up in court, if that settlement offer, because you have 2 eyewitnesses that has him signing this thing in duress.
Yep.
As he's killing him, as he's actively,
or possibly not even in his own rational frame of mind. Like, if you're saying something and like chopping yourself to pieces and stapling yourself and stuff, and
right,
that could be argued very conclusively. And then if you kill yourself at the end of it, we'll class this as null and void. A moment of insanity, and plus you need a witness signature.
And the whole thing was signed in blood. Like, that's not a good sign.
The blood spatters that would have come through in the facts as well. There'd been the big streaks,
Yeah. So I'm not sure that would have held up, but for the movie's sake, we'll say it did, I guess.
No. But this is a different, right? See, that scene entertained me.
Yeah.
So because it entertained me, and I felt like they were trying to entertain me, I will forgive those other bits because it's part of the fun. And this gave me hope that maybe the movie's going the right direction. That this is all just chaos until the Djinn takes over Stephen. Now we're getting down to it. Right. And I was starting to think, oh God, we've got it better. Once again, compared to part 3, miles superior. And this actor was miles superior to John Novak. Even in his professor mode, this guy was brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, first wish, blah blah blah, out of the way. To me, there should have been a bit of time between that and the second wish. And this should have been Stephen Djinn dealing with the clients and gathering souls.
Yeah,
Oh,
that would have been
what a
entertaining.
missed opportunity that was.
Yeah, that was a great part of the second one when he was talking to all the prisoners and collecting wishes and souls and stuff like that. And even at the people at the bar and then at the casino,
Mm-hmm.
right? The second one? Yeah, very cool. Yeah, missed opportunity for sure. But again, I think they wanted to focus on the third wish. Well, let's get to the. Do you want to get to the second wish first?
Yeah, because that happens like 5 minutes later. Not even. Mistake. Yeah, they go out for dinner.
Oh, that was with the belly dancer.
Yeah, just have a random belly dancer in the restaurant. Why not? I suppose that work. But yeah, I love the. I wish I could be kissed like that.
That was actually potentially very terrifying. I thought that had that played out, and she was because I think she even said like I wish I kissed to death, right? So I thought like someone was
No, she
gonna
didn't
kiss.
say kiss. No. She said, "I wish I could be kissed like that."
Oh, just like that. Okay.
Yeah, because the
Okay.
couple, the belly dancer, and it obviously
Yeah. But
revs
that's
a
how
few
she phrased
engines.
it. Okay.
Yep, that's
Well,
exactly how she phrases it.
I thought that she was gonna be kissed and then suffocated. Like I thought there was gonna be a death coming because usually the Djinn
Yeah,
twists these wishes to death. So I thought he kind of let her off easy. Um, I
especially when
like.
the girl, especially when the woman gets up and gives her a like peck in the cheek. Like everyone else is getting
Yeah,
their
I
full
was
on
just gonna
mouth to
say
mouth,
like
and then the girl just comes up and goes on the cheek, and you're like,
that's not what she wished for.
no,
Like, why is the Djinn, letting her off so easy? You know?
because he's about to get a second wish, like in the bag, like he can feel it. He's like, I'm in a good mood today.
Yeah, I guess so.
This is the easiest job ever. Apocalypse begins because we all knew what the second wish was going to be. Let's
Yeah,
be honest.
yeah,
I'm surprised. Well, yes, the first one made sense in context, but we knew what the second wish was going to be, and if it wasn't, it would have been utterly stupid.
yeah. Again, I was surprised how he let Sam off easy. Like I assumed once you see he was going through pain, he was, his legs were coming back and he was he was crying out at home on the floor. I was like, oh my God, his legs somehow are gonna keep growing. And then like his whole body is gonna break, but his legs work. And like I thought like he's gonna die, Sam. His
Mhm.
body's gonna fall over and just the legs are walking like some how the
Something
Djinn
like that,
always
yeah. Or he's going to have to walk down the motorway or something, in the traffic or stupid,
something.
No,
I don't know. This Djinn was in like a really good mood this movie. I don't know. I don't
yeah.
know.
But like I said, I enjoyed this. Like I said, I enjoy this actor, the switch between the two, and you can just see
Yeah.
that. And even Lisa's going, there's something different about you. It's like even we're all seeing it as the audience. It wasn't even subtle. It was like it was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sam gets to walk again, and does that cheer him up?
Yeah. That's the part that again where he doesn't come off as a believable human being. Like I understand that depression is a hard thing to come out of, but within a day he won $10 million and he got the ability to walk back. Like there's got to be a better reaction than the way he portrays it. Like there's got to be some joy mixed in. Otherwise, you just come off as a wooden plank, as you call it. It's not
Yeah,
believable.
and that's the problem, isn't it? You just can't get behind Sam, and then there's no. You're like, join the gym, just join the gym, because if that's what you're going home to, why the fuck? Why would you go home to that?
Right.
Why would you go home if every day is a drama and just horrible? You wouldn't go home.
Right. Right.
You'd be dreading to go home. You'd be putting extra shifts in work. You'd be staying in the shop all night. Oh, just broken. You'd be doing everything rather than go home to a home environment where everything is just drama. Like, it does not make sense whatsoever.
Oh, sorry about that.
Not right. That's DHL getting their internet cut before they storm the building.
Look, I'm willing to admit there's only a 50% chance that they're an evil organization intent on ruining the world. The other 50% is they're a great company. Who's to say?
Especially today with companies.
Yeah, that's right. That would only put them in like the 10% of the worst companies if they wanted evil to destroy the world. Anyway, but with Sam, it's tough because it ruins the ending a little bit because you're not really rooting for Sam because of how horrible he's been. And I think you're supposed to root for him when he makes that sacrifice at the end of the movie, and you can't because he's been such an asshole up to then.
Yeah, I know, and just cartoon character asshole, not even like a believable one.
Right.
Like, it's almost like the movie is trying far too hard to make us not like him.
Yeah. And I think there's an edit somewhere where it could work much better. Like, he takes the time at the end of the movie he rediscovers his artwork of Lisa, that beautiful painting he made of her after they shared that moment, and he takes the time to sculpt it. Nothing ever comes of that. She never even finds it. So there's like an editing thing there.
Also, there's another thing as well. I'm not going to speak for wheelchair users. I'm just thinking how my brain, I need to work on something. I need to focus, right? So for something I could do, like if I was stuck and couldn't go out to work and stuff, I'd be writing or I'd be podcasting. You know what I mean? I'd be doing something, put my energy into it, so I wouldn't feel melancholy.
Right.
He doesn't have any of that. How can you be a creative? You know what I mean? How can you be a creative person and be like that? That would be your joy, wouldn't it? That would be your way to at least try and cope.
Yeah, I can see that. And I'm willing to accept that there are other people that just can't shake the depression, but again, it was just too over the top.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's just it's badly portrayed.
Yeah.
And this movie had time to do it. It just rushed into They could cut the last 20 minutes of this movie and expanded. Like, it's not even a timing thing.
Yeah.
Dear.
I agree.
But yeah, he acts like a dick. And what's his? Oh, I've got my legs back and my penis is working again, so I'm going to the teddy bar. Now, we've all seen Lisa's boobs at this point. And also we've seen her wearing not very many clothes.
And he's still attracted to her because he sees her in the shower scene.
Oh, that was a weird scene as well. That was fucking weird.
Yeah.
That was like, what the hell? Like, if that's the way you... Honestly, and Lisa's characters, the betrayal of Lisa's just as bad. You don't stay with someone. If that's the way you react to them, walking in the bathroom or whatnot, that's fucking odd.
Yeah. No, it definitely, the relationship doesn't work in this. The only time it would work is if they wanted you to relate more to the Djinn and that you're rooting for him to end up with her, but they didn't follow through on that. And I think
there's right, because obviously we'll get because now we're getting to the third wish. Because not even halfway through the movie, and we get the third wish. She goes back to Stephen. Now she knows that he's trying to get into her knickers.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Stephen, and Stephen Djinn, like they're both, in fact, Stephen Djinn held back. He dialed it back a bit.
Yes, compared to Stephen. Yeah. And she's admitted, though, she said it's not that I haven't thought about it.
Yeah.
And she, she's dressing somewhat provocatively to go back to his place.
Oh,
so.
she's, what I mean? Well, once again, I'm not even blaming her at this point because
right.
They should have broke the other bed again. Like, they broke the bed in the first one. Like, they showed the sexual energy between them, and that's all gone now.
Right.
I mean, he's going to a teddy bar for fucking plastic boobs. I hate plastic boobs already. They're disgusting. But that's where he's going to go when he's... Yeah, no. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, no,
Yeah.
it just doesn't. But it's all leading up to he's just an absolute arsehole. So then she's running back to Stephen. They could have even given him a bit of happiness. Like there's enough time of 10 minutes of showing them all being elated, and then Sam just come back to that dark place or something.
Yeah, for sure. And it would have been more compelling if it was not black and white, if it was gray. Like, who is she going to go with? Because Sam can be a jerk, but there is love there. But they didn't show any love there. So yeah, it's just
Yeah.
bad writing and bad acting or directing. It's hard to say. It's all kind of mixed together.
Yes.
But the part coming up with the third wish is the part that I really like. I get the impression that you don't. So
No, I like the wish, right? I like that, right? It's everything after this just goes full retard. And the ex once again, it's the ex. There's a great film here. There's actually a great premise and a great film, but they just didn't do that. That's
yeah,
what's winding me up.
yeah, because as a story element, it's the fourth movie, and it's always the third wish has been the way that the Djinn has been defeated
Yep.
in the previous three movies. This was a fun twist because they actually give the third wish unknowingly, not as a way to try to like trick the Djinn. Like they're not even aware that it is a Djinn.
Mhm.
Lisa gives a third wish. Everything is going exactly to plan. The prophecy is here, hell on earth. Like it's all happening, except the wording of it is that,
I wish I could love you the way you are. Oh shit, as you
yeah,
are, the
as
way
you
you
are.
truly
Yeah.
are. Yep. I wish I
Yeah.
could love you the way you truly are. Or,
Right. Right. Which they never really explain why she phrased it that way. But it's a really interesting idea because I've always liked the idea of free will and love as being this thing that is almost ethereal in a way. So
Mhm.
have you ever seen the movie Bruce Almighty, where
Yes, yes,
Jim Carrey gets
yep.
the powers of God for a week,
Oh,
and
grand prayers and stuff.
he's a great, right, he can do whatever. He has all
Smite
of
me,
God's.
Almighty Smiter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, yep.
He can do literally whatever God can do. And he wants his ex, played by Jennifer Aniston, to come back to him. So he wants her to love him, and he's trying to use the powers of God. And then, God, played by Morgan Freeman, says, "No, that's the one thing you can't do is humans have to have free will. So they can't give you love. It has to be given to you freely from them." So then he spends the whole movie trying to buy her things and make things good for her, and it doesn't work. And it's only at the end of the movie where he's selfless and kind of earns her love in a different way as opposed to trying to buy it. So this reminded me of the
I like
potential.
Groundhog Day as well.
Groundhog Day is a great example too.
Even he can repeat the steps, but if the magic isn't there, can't remember her name. Kirsty something.
Andy
Andy
McDowell.
McDowell, that's the one.
Yeah.
He's trying. Bill Murray's trying. He has that moment. It was so close, misses it. He just tried to replicate the steps, and then that's where he spends like however long getting slapped because he just can't replicate. There's something about the magic of love, etc.
Exactly.
You can't
Exactly.
quantify it. You can't distill it down. You can't just
Steal
make it
it.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was really intrigued by that. I really thought that was interesting, and I wanted to see it played out a little bit better. But the idea that this evil creature has to try to make this wish happen and doesn't know how to do it because all he's known is cruelty and sadistic nature, and it was almost like a Beauty and the Beast type of thing. I kind of wanted to see him, by faking it, by trying to get her to love him, he in a way falls in love with her. But again, his evil nature just can't let him. I wanted to see more of that.
Mm-hmm.
I
And they had the
never.
right actor to do it.
Yes.
Not
Yeah.
John Novak, but the guy who plays Steven. They had the right
Yeah.
actor to do this.
Yeah. I thought that could be really compelling. And then they just didn't go down that road. I never got the impression that he really did fall in love with her. It's funny, they had one line of dialogue where the other three Jinns say something about you were soft for the waker, or you were, so I forget how they phrased it,
Mm-hmm.
but they were
You're
alluding to,
infatuated or something with the Waker.
yeah, 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 yeah. And I was like, oh, that's cool. But then you never got the impression from him side of it that he was still just trying to trick her. So I wanted to see more of that. I thought that would have been really, really compelling. And they came up with a good idea and then they didn't follow through.
And this is the frustrating part about this movie. Like I
Yeah.
said, the actual giving the wish, that should have been later on. Like they should have spaced those out. Plenty of time in this movie.
Yeah.
And here even go down the comedy route. So he goes to Tracy, Lisa's business partner, whose boobs we don't get to see, which is like curse you movie. Your damn soap suds.
Yeah, someone needs to tell her what movie she's in.
But that was okay. How do you make someone love you? Blah blah blah. And she's like one of these hippy dippy, like what is it? Mercury's passed through Sam's fourth house. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? All that sort of hippy dippy stuff. You know, Wicca white letter language. It was just like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
go away. Just
You remember that when Mercury is in retrograde? That was like a
yes.
thing 20 years ago.
Yeah. And everyone just used. Nobody understood what it meant. I don't care.
No.
But everyone just said it anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was back to the original. You know, oh, I wish I had some killer sex. You know, I wish I could have some killer sex. And that was, yeah, walked right into it. I like that's. I mean, part of that's funny when it's done in the right context. And once again, this is the second kill of Stephen Djinn. You know, and it's done well, excellent.
Yeah. We just wanted more.
Mhm.
The whole movie.
Even the way
only-
she walked past and he just kissed her hand and says "granted."
Yeah.
Like I was like, this is like so subtle and cool and
Yeah.
flowed. Same as the one on the phone. Like this actor could have pulled this off, and he could have been the next Djinn, and this could have had another 5 movies, and we could have got Wishmaster in space. But no, the fucking scriptwriters decided to go just bludgeon us to death.
Yeah. Yeah. Such an improvement on the third movie with the professor. Yeah, that was a great kill. I mean, you hear the bones cracking. She's riding up the wall, but she's also having, orgasms and stuff like
It's almost
that.
very sad about, you know, it's almost like that's why I keep drawing the Hellraiser comparisons, because it was very heavily influenced by the sort of the way the Cenobites use pleasure and pain.
I mean, I always thought the female orgasm was a myth, but it seems to be real. So who knew?
One day, Chris. One day.
Monday? Sweet.
One day. Yeah. The whole do it on Monday, yeah.
Oh, one day. Ah, damn it.
But yeah, now we've got this random plot twist where the hunter awakens.
Yeah. That was a very cool idea they brought back from the third one. The idea that if you have, Hellspawn, that there are angels on the other side. So
the third movie did it better. I'll have to say that was the only clever bit in the third movie.
I agree.
Whereas the Archangel Michael, that was a good that was a good use of plot and dialogue.
Yeah, this guy didn't really come off very angel-like, especially when he lopped off the head of the that poor
for
coworker.
No reason. No reason.
Well, I mean, if you read the Old Testament, there was a lot of smoting going on, and she got smoted. So maybe it kind of goes along those lines.
I think yeah. Well, I think Heaven needs to go in public relations course, because
yeah,
that's why they're not winning. You know what I mean? Dear. Yeah.
But that guy was cool looking, though. That hunter was cool looking
for about 5 seconds until the dog, and then it just gets dumb. That's again.
But that's how I want to look when I grow up.
Even the Mike, God, who was it? He took over Charlie, wasn't it? The Archangel Michael.
Mm-hmm.
He was a bit robotic, but still there's an element of humanity there.
Yeah.
But this one's just the Terminator, And I think they even mixed up like the Terminator soundtrack and stuff. Like there's chase scenes, and I'm just thinking T1000.
Yeah, but they made a comment that he took his first breath in 3,000 years. So, you could look at it as like, well, he's been in heaven and now he's been first breath as a human, because angels don't breathe, I guess. Or you could look at it as he's been asleep for 3,000 years, not aware of what's going on. And if that's the case, maybe that's would explain why he doesn't do a good job of tracking Lisa down immediately when she gets in the car. Because maybe he's thinking like, what is this? A horseless carriage? you know?
I don't know. It's just once again
Yeah.
we're getting battered to death by the script in this movie. And it
Yeah.
just you can't find any redeeming qualities. It's just hard.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
after the third wish, this movie just I don't know what the hell it was thinking.
Yeah. Again, I would have liked to have seen them focus on like a Beauty and the Beast type of storyline where he's trying to win her, even if it twisted back to evil at the end, which actually I think is a cooler ending, where he tries to win her love, he falls in love with her, she
The scorpion and the
learned,
frog.
yeah,
I can't help it. It's my nature.
right, yeah, that could have been cool, but we never got the part where he fell in love with her, so that destroys that whole concept. Yeah.
They went for too many gimmicks. That's the problem. It just got too many gimmicks now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
And why?
Yeah.
The strip club scene.
That was confusing on many levels. First of all, they make it seem like the girl who's dancing is like the most beautiful girl in the world. The bartender says, "Oh, she can have every man she wants," and often does. And
But never me. I thought that was the next wish.
right? Yeah. And Steven even says to Sam, like, if you want her, you can have her. First of all, she's not even like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be subjective. I'm not exactly a prize myself, but the waitress who comes over to take his drink order was way hotter than she was. Like the I don't know. I just think that was not the perfect person to cast.
It wasn't quite
Lisa was
from Dusty.
way
Was it?
No, Lisa was way more
Yeah.
attractive than she is. So that didn't make sense if she was supposed to be desirable. And missed opportunity when the bartender says, "Man, I'd give up my soul to be a pimple on her ass." I want to see that.
Yeah.
That's the comedy that we had in the second movie.
He's like,
Yeah.
and then when she does the spin thing,
Yeah. She sits
we
on
hear
him.
the screaming. No,
That's what
no, okay.
missed opportunity. Absolutely. That's what the second movie would have done, for sure.
And he also didn't wish it.
Well, I'm
He didn't
okay.
wish it. No, the words are "I wish." You have to say the actual words.
But I
That's
think
the rules.
I'd give up my soul. If you say I give up my soul,
Nope,
I think that's
nope,
okay.
Nope.
No, you're by the book.
Yep.
All right.
How
That's
how can you? The whole point is the Djinn and the three wishes, the genie in the bottle. You know what I mean? That is the point. You declare "I wish," or else you could just make any flipping comment and but you'd be getting zapped left, right, and center. Fuck, I don't know.
I
Like,
agree.
the
I
amount of
agree
trouble
with
I'd be for all my flipping comments,
Yeah,
like
no.
over
I
my
agree with
many, many decades of life.
you 99% of that statement. But I think if you say the words "I'd give up my soul," that kind of counts.
No,
as a
that's
win.
not. No.
No. All right.
Sorry,
All
that's
right.
a statement of intent. Them's the rules.
Fair enough.
Like you complain in the earlier movies when some of the wishes get absolutely twisted.
Yeah, I
And you're
did.
like, oh, hold on a minute. No, so you have to declare. That's the point.
All right. Fair enough.
And once again, we could have had so much fun in collecting the souls and spread out the three wishes, but this just gets. So this was just to get him in the bar with Sam briefly.
Yeah. Just to have that
And
confrontation, which was a good confrontation. I thought that was interesting when he said, "I've touched your girlfriend." I wanted to see Sam and Steven fight. That would have been cool.
honestly, if once again, if Sam had been sneaking out because he got this dark side of him now released from his depression or what, and even after everything's supposed to be all happy, he's still going to strip clubs, but now hiding it.
Yeah.
Or he was hiding all the time, going to strip clubs.
Yeah.
Once again, fucking
Yeah.
like it's just a clunky, horrible script. That's what's pissing me off in storytelling. It's just
Well, I have a fun fact for you to help cheer you up.
detail.
The stripper in that scene, the one that we're with the fake,
Yeah.
ended up marrying the actor who played Sam, and they're still together to this day. So there you go.
Okay. Each
So
to their own.
I
Did
prefer
they?
Lisa or the waitress. Actually, the
Yeah.
waitress who came over was the
Unless,
best one.
so unless they're acting as people completely antithesis to their characters, and then they're just like, ah, I don't know. That's
Yeah.
good thing her boobies didn't melt them when she was putting fire over them. That would have been awkward. Just waiting for the pop. As it
Like
get overheated.
like a balloon and it fizzles.
No, you apply heat, matter expands like over silicone. Don't know. That fight with the bouncer though, like, what was that for? Just to fill some time?
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed it though. I have to say, I've always been a fan of when the Djinn gets beat up a little bit. I don't know. It happened a little bit at the jail in the second movie.
Mhm.
I don't know why. I know how it's going to end up. I know it's not going to end up well for the person who's hitting the Djinn. But I kind of like those one or two moments, right before.
Yeah, but this is almost like, oh, the audience might want to see that. They've seen it in the first couple. Let's do it again. It just felt so forced.
It did seem out of place. It didn't. There was no motivation for the Djinn. Was he just trying to solicit a soul? Well, he's already established that he doesn't
Yeah, that's what I mean.
care about. Yeah,
They still collected souls even after the third bite. So
yeah, yep. That's a good point. It really doesn't make sense. Yeah, if they could have just done it a little bit differently, where he's trying to win Lisa's heart, he runs into Sam. He tries to get Sam to like hit him to try to get sympathy from Lisa. Sam doesn't give in. He's worried Sam and Lisa are going to get back together. He's falling in love with Lisa. He runs into the bartender. He's angry. You could have done it that way if you just want a fight scene. But none of that took place. We don't know how he really feels about Lisa. Even at the end of the movie, when he's trying to get her to be a queen of all.
love me.
Yeah.
Love me.
I don't know if he's just doing that to trick her again.
That's me when I used to go to bars after like about 10 pints. Love me. You know what I mean? Go home, call. Love me.
I'm surprised that didn't work, buddy. But yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand his.
Sometimes it did. That's a scary. I think it's scary
Oh,
when
wow.
it does work.
The direct approach.
Yeah, but
my move was always here's $20 and you won't feel a thing, and that never worked.
but if I think of fight scene with the Djinn and the bartender's bad, the hunter coming up to Lisa in the car and just announcing himself and then politely stepping aside till she got away.
Yeah, it made no sense.
Some hunter.
It's horrible.
Does he have to kill her with a sword? He never heard of crossbows.
That's a fair
Like
point.
he's hunting a human.
Yeah, yeah. And that whole scene, like, they didn't do anything with it. He's chasing the car, but he's not gaining on the car. Like, he slash the tire with your cool sword. Like, have something cause that car crash. Nothing happened with that. It was the least exciting car chase ever.
Not quite as almost as bad as 3, where he did that random down the street and like crashed into the only prop.
Oh yeah,
for reasons.
yeah.
Almost. Yeah. That's still the worst one. This wasn't
true.
far off it.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
And then the remix the Terminator theme with the Matrix theme, and like, what the hell was that music about?
Yeah.
Like, I was just expecting her to be going for miles and him still, you know, what, you know, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. And I get that he has to prevent her from giving the third wish. From his perspective, he doesn't know that she's
Granting
given
it,
it
yep.
already.
No, he
But
does, though. That's what awoken him.
oh, okay.
Her giving the third wish is what awoken him. So, in the other three movies, then, technically, there should be a hunter getting awakened, but they never had a chance.
Oh, okay.
The
Okay.
hunter's so he's been woken 3 times from a nap this time. Is that why he's such a like grumpy shit?
Right.
Like 3 movies now, he's like, oh, time to the Jinn's away. Oh, time to go. All right, the Jinn's away. You know, now
Yeah.
I get to do it.
Yeah.
He's all
But-
disorientated. Is that that's what it is? Okay, right. I'm trying to make excuses now for the movie.
But you're still an angel. Like, even if you have to kill her to prevent all of humanity, getting destroyed, at least say like I'm sorry, it must be this way. Like you do, he just was just like a robot.
Yeah.
That's not very angel like.
No. And then the Djinn appears and has a twig.
So dumb. In the last movie, didn't he produce his own sword?
Yes.
Why couldn't he do that? And then they fight with swords.
Well, he did after this whole stupid scene.
Oh yeah. Because it was a Sam wished it, right?
No, that was later. That's the end. Like, no, he did produce a sword, and magically appeared, and then they had the proper sword. Well,
oh, okay.
I've seen LARPers do better. Just put it like that.
Yeah, the fighting scenes were terrible. You could tell they didn't have any time to do any kind of like basic training to have any understanding of how to fight. But this is where I feel the director let them down, because I've seen a lot of bad sword fighting framed a certain way where you don't see it as well. It's all like first perspective, where you just see the one actor, then you see the other actor, and then you see the swords hitting. So you're not seeing like a wide shot of how horrible they're moving and how
like the
slow
first fight scene in the Highlander movie?
I haven't seen that in a while.
In the car park?
I vaguely remember. Yeah. So there's a way to shoot it.
Like that other guy that does the back. You can actually see the stunt double when he does the backflips. They just switch over to the stunt doubles, but they use the darkness and that of the car park to hide a lot of it. But yeah,
Okay.
that wasn't great.
Okay. But there's ways to.
But it's still a fun movie, you know what I mean? You forgive it because it got better.
Yeah. So I didn't think they did the actors any favors on this one.
Also, you're just going about your daily business. You know nothing about the heavenly and hell realms or supernatural stuff, and you just had a big bloke with a sword chase you.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah, she goes to her house and locks the door. Right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Not the police station or anything.
No.
No. We'll just do that so the plot can happen.
Yeah, and I like when Steven walks into the room and then he asks her like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "I don't know. What's wrong? I was almost murdered by a soap opera guy." Yeah. Like, what do you mean? What's wrong? Yeah, that was weird.
And then we'll have the whole romantic scene, the Djinn's romance scene for the last 10 minutes of this movie, which is just horrible, just cringeworthy.
Yeah, I liked it in the context of he doesn't know what love is. He asks her best friend, who her advice to him was killer sex, which he knows doesn't mean actually killing like he does to poor what's her name, Teresa.
And plus, she was doing him a favor.
Yeah,
keep her around as an inroad to put in a good word for him.
Right.
And the fact that she was like, yeah, completely steal Sam's girlfriend, like, and completely down with it.
Yeah.
Like, then
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, she may not. She may have hated how Sam was treating her friend for a while. Maybe. I don't know. It is, the whole thing is weird, but I actually was okay with the sexy because, again, I think from the Jinn's perspective, he thinks this is what love is, So I kind of like that he thinks, oh, after he has sex with her, that's it, he won, and now he gets her to try to admit that she's in love with him, and she gets like all weirded out, which is appropriate. But I that was the first time I thought that this was the storyline I was hoping it was going to portray.
Sam pushes her away. She moves with him, or even moved in with him. And this whole elaborate plot ensued. But she doesn't fall in love with the Djinn. The Djinn has to reveal himself. Like, I was already applied to wish anyway. So the Djinn tries to wear as Stephen, but he can't because it's not him. And then he has to reveal himself. That easily could have been the last 10 minutes of the movie, but no. We had a lot of shite up this point. And then this, what's he trying to do? Get her to, like, develop Stockholm Syndrome? Like, is that actually love?
But no, but he doesn't know what love is. So I like that aspect of it. Yeah. We know as an audience, like, it's not going to work, but I like seeing him fail at that, And as for the sex scene, I've never seen a partner that excited, so it didn't seem very believable. I'm sure it happens. The only realistic part of that sex scene was that it was about 3 minutes. And I was like, you know what? That part makes sense.
Yeah, that's I just put this as, like, when the only tool you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail, and this is the Jinn's approach to everything, just no idea. And his brothers aren't very much helped him either.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. Absolutely.
And I thought the Hellspawn and the Spawn movie looked bad when there's loads of them. No, the scene with Malbolgia.
Oh boy, this is where you get mad.
But those three, like, were...
I haven't seen that.
Oh, right, okay.
Sorry. This is where you get mad at me again. I'm glad Flea's not here to yell at me too.
Dare I give up sometimes. Add it to the list.
Okay.
Right, might have to do a watch party sometime.
Yeah.
Revisit these. In fairness, though, the animated Spawn series is much better than the movie. The movie's cheesy as hell, but
yeah, I think I have seen parts of it and stuff like that. Maybe I've seen the whole thing now that I think about it, but
it's just in the 90s.
I don't remember.
So 90s-tastic.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Right? Anyway, yeah. There's a scene anyway. It's all the bad 90s CGI spawns, and yeah, this was that on that level.
Gotcha.
Yeah. This goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. You're like, oh, can we get to a conclusion, please?
Yeah. It did drag on. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of the actual the way of killing him was Sam impaled by a sword?
See, once again,
yeah,
Sam doesn't get a redemption arc. I'm sorry, no.
Exactly. That's my feeling too.
We'll have a scene where basically, let's be honest, they're horny teenagers. They're not in love.
Right.
And then there's this whole, like, the rest of the movie, he's acting like a complete arsehole for no reason.
Yeah.
No. And we got no sign of the love between them or the deeper connection, which they've tried to allude to. That's what you need for love. And we see none of it. No reason why they're still together, how they've managed to endure, etc., etc.
Right. Yep. Exactly. Yeah, I'm with you. I think if they wanted that last scene to have meaning, they needed to make Sam more likable.
Even the $10 million thing, like, what's Sam come off with earlier on in the movie? You're only staying with me to get into a settlement. She just moves in with a rich lawyer.
Yeah.
With a working penis. Like, she could have done that at the start of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, what a stupid thing to say. Like, honestly, she's got rich lawyer, like, hanging off her every word. All she had to do was just move in with him and leave him to it.
Right.
Especially the way he's acting.
She never gave off any impression that she was into monetary things, that was the reason she was with
Also,
him.
she's 100% sympathetic character.
In
But
fact,
we don't need the overacting to know that. We
yeah,
just need the tender moments. We need the actual characterization.
in fact, when Steven visits her at her little boutique shop and says, "Now that you have, $5 million of, half of the $10 million settlement, you could franchise this, you could expand." Her reaction was, I like my shop being small and intimate because that's where women are more comfortable.
Mm.
In other words, she's not into making as much money as she can.
Yeah, just
She likes
bigger,
things the way
better.
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that right away shows you that
She
she's
just
not.
walked. No, there was no. They actually got her character right. They got
Yeah.
Stephen's character right. Sam's character just completely didn't know what to do with him, and every other character in this just was a cliche.
Yeah. Yeah.
I-
What do you think of the actual ending when Lisa
I
walks out
knew
of
where
the
it was
house?
going. Like the telegraphed it.
But the actual ending where she walks out of the house and then just walks away.
Yeah, just walks away from multiple dual murder scene and blah blah blah, and she's not going to
Yeah.
get looked for.
Yeah. She actually looks at the sky and smiles a bit.
Yeah. Oh well,
Like,
that's all over. I'll just get on with my life now.
how does this look? Exactly. You alluded to it. How does this look to the police when everyone she's ever known dies, including at her house?
Yes.
You're not walking far, sweetie.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Her business partner, her only employee, like one's broken up in her like in bits, the other one's beheaded like on the shop floor, and then they've got these two with the same sword, like or a different sword, sorry, but rather there's another body in the park. Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And why is she smiling? The only thing I can think of is she's like, "Well, I'm finally rid of that asshole Sam."
She could have been rid of him, like I said, she'd a hot lawyer.
I
You
know.
know,
Yeah.
easily been rid of him, no problem at all. We've all seen
Yeah.
her boobies, like we know she's got great assets, like she could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Not with him. The character that is, obviously.
Yeah.
I have to
she's got
explain that
the
because there's
store,
stupid people on
too.
the internet.
She's got the store, which
Yes.
now all of a sudden she now has 100% ownership in instead of 50% ownership
Yes.
because her friend is no
And
longer
broken
employed.
beds on the floor, yeah. No more employee overheads. Literally no overheads for employees. This would have been better as pure comedy, honestly.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
they're trying to play it straight, but it was just so riddled with cliches and they just messed it up. That
Yeah.
the story's there. The thing is, the story's there.
There is a making of, not just in this movie particularly, but the franchise. There is the making of a very good story because I think society is very economic greedy, very material. That was the word I was going for, materialistic. So I think the story of a djinn fulfilling wishes, but careful what you wish for, is very, very apropos to the times. I think it could be done very well. The fact that they had 4 movies squeezed into 5 years tells me that with time, now the people that grew up watching this as teenagers are now in a position to make movies because the last one was 23 years ago. I really feel like this could have like a Final Destination Bloodlines type of resurgence where you look back at what worked, what didn't work, you bring back the right people. Davoff would be huge. You get back to those elements of it, the comedy, the wish fulfillment part of it. I think there could be a very, very good movie in this.
Yeah, but who knows? That's
Yeah.
like I said, studios just mess everything up. Honestly, that you can tell that there has been like a think tank or a committee or something. Or just people have got like control of the script and they've just arsed it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's more like storyboarding and individual scenes, and then they don't quite know how to put it together into an actual movie or structured storytelling. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
Such a shame.
Yeah.
But anyway, you've now been introduced to the Wishmaster series.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. This I would never have otherwise. And like overall, I enjoyed it. It's definitely something I'm glad that we experienced, and doing it this way, talking about it with you, definitely enhanced the fun of it. So I appreciate it, man.
That's all good. It's good to revisit these. I just, like I said, I didn't fully understand my frustrations when I watched this back in the day, but now I do. You know what the hell's wrong? Because even like, God, what age? Mid-20s or something. You know, when I watched this first time it came out,
Mhm.
uh, I remember going back then. Like I blanked the third one. I remember the fourth one, just going, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah,
Now I understand why. You know, just going through this, it's like, oh.
definitely.
But there you go. Anyway, we are back to Critters with Critters 4 next time.
Nice. And I just want to say, DHL, it's only a 50% chance that you're an evil demon worshipping organization.
Yep.
So
Ruled by
who's to,
evil Djinn. Just
who's to say?
yeah. Who's to say out of these organizations today? But there you go.
Good. Off the hook.
Till next time, folks, keep updated with the channel, do the technical things, and keep it creepy. Keep it horrific.